singers, basically, who never really ever had voice acted. Like, there's
Starts
Blake Shelton,
drooling
that one
excessively.
guy from The Voice show, except his voice here is like he's sleeping on the mic.
Run out of options here. She doesn't listen to me. I've done everything I can do.
There's a Blake Shelton restaurant near me, and the food sucks. That was unrelated, but I just wanted to share the failures of Blake Shelton because I'm a bitter boy. Boo! Boo, Blake Shelton. This movie begins with a shot of a factory making dolls. It's funny because it's just like how the movie was made. Just pumped out through a production line. We see the dolls that are slightly different being rejected. Oh no, they all end up in Uglyville. That's where your mom lives. I'm sorry, that was mean. And then we meet our main character, Moxie, voiced by Kelly Clarkson. I'm gonna call her Smallpox because that would be way more enjoyable to think about. We get a big song already, basically the theme song. It's up.
I
want
want to tell you something funny,
at the same
Megan.
time, it is.
What?
It's basically just
So,
like
I was in
everything
the
is
bus
awesome
yesterday,
montage because she goes
and there
throughout
were
the
a
city
couple
with
of
this big,
idiots
bright
in the
montage.
front
Ooh,
seats
it's so
beside-
colorful and bright,
next-
hiding
in
the
front of us.
future realization
Why
of
would
their
they do?
great
So
existence.
they kept
Now, if this
spraying
movie was
random
made
people
by
with
anyone
water.
else,
Like they
I
poked a
would
hole in the
probably
top of the
actually
water
like
bottle, and they
sequels.
would
I loved
it
Craft
would,
World
like,
stuff, like
it
Little
squirted
Big
into
Planet
random
or
seeds.
Terrorway.
And
It's
even the one
actually
behind
so
us.
pleasing aesthetically. But like,
Even-
how does this game
even
from
at us,
2008
on
get the
purpose.
Craft World
The person next to
material
them
stuff
doesn't
better
know
than a
them.
movie that came out a decade
The person
after?
next to me
They
doesn't know
just
them.
simply don't care. They don't care to actually
Man.
do it like that. It's just so clear that this is one of
But then
those
the person
animated
next to
movies
me
where the
finally
budget just
snapped,
isn't
and when he
for
was
the
while he was squirting it,
animation.
she
We
grabbed
saw
it and
Smallpox
threw
wants
it.
to get the heck out of this
Okay,
movie.
that's a rage moment.
Get out of the movie.
I
They
also had
set
a
the
library
characters like
book,
the
but
head
so
of
I had
everyone
choice to
around
bonk
here, and
them
it's like, no,
bonk them on the head, which is easy. They're pretty
do
tall.
that, I'll kill you.
But I don't
Eventually,
wanna
of
do
course,
that.
She goes with a big, colorful group of friends. You got the red guy who's nervous and shy,
Like they grab, like, and every time they did, they said something like, "Oh,
who
water."
is voiced by Pitbull.
What does that mean?
No, that's funny. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Pitbull, if you don't know, is a name for a dog, and he voices a dog. Truly, a genius movie. Like, wow. Oh my, I could never think of that. This group of ugly ass dolls goes through the pipe that could lead
Was
to
it-
the other
did
side.
they say dog water?
And they do that. It's a very short, boring journey. It takes like 1 minute, and they do this because they can reach the perfect jerkwad town, which, as you can tell, is barely animated or actually designed. Like, the point of it is that it's supposed to be perfect. Everyone here is perfect. Oh yes, no issues or anything. Kind of like the Addams Family movie kind of thing, you know? But that's how the movie stupidly gets away with creating absolutely no more animation assets.
Okay.
They don't have to keep the Uglyville stuff where it like takes very slight amount of work. No. Now they can copy and paste insanely empty areas for almost the entire rest of the movie. Genius. What a way to save on the actual animation, even though you got a pretty good budget. But yeah, they reach this perfect town where the dolls are perfect, I guess, and their perfect king is Nick Jonas, but he looks like...
You look ugly. Am I gonna get beat up for that?
No, that's brave. Conan thinks...
I'm gonna get beat up for that, right?
condemns them. They don't look like me, so I will make their life terrible. But like with this song, he calls them ugly. Ugly. You know, the word ugly, right? You know, ugly is in the name of their town. They call each other ugly and everything. Ugly is like their word for smurf. You know, like smurf this, smurf that, smurf you smurfer. Like ugly is just them.
You piece of
Now,
smurf.
all of a sudden,
piece of
when
smurf.
this guy sings a song about them being ugly, it actually is bad. They are ugly is bad. What? For some unexplained reason, ugly, which has been their happy characteristic for their entire life, is now bad. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. But that doesn't stop Smallpox. They are staying right here because here they can be transported to the real world and be a doll for kids. They gotta go through training, but you know, it doesn't work. What does help is that there's a montage about changing their looks and being prettier. Which, okay, so this is an animated movie very, very clearly about accepting yourself. You're not ugly, you're just you. You know, you're just you. You're perfect just the way you are. But this is an entire song about blending in with the crowd, which is an actual line. It literally says, conceal what's real. And it's not like they're being blind and dumb because this isn't what they should really do. And this song is actually like, oh no, don't listen to the song. No, it's a bright, happy song. Like this movie wants you to play it on the soundtrack. Like, yo kid, don't be real. Play this song about blending in and be like everyone else. It's actually kind of insane. And they don't really go back on this later in the movie. They just kind of keep it. It's very weird. Soon Blake Shelton comes to this side of the world. He talks about how they all were first created. He talks about the fact factory and how they're all defects. He says how they're all trash, like actual trash, and that Uglyville is all that trash and where the ugly dolls go, which makes me question the buildings, the roads, the food. Is it all made out of the ugly dolls? Is their entire town literally made from the flesh of their never-born brothers and sisters? Smallpox is literally sleeping in a bed made from the guts and brains of her own kin. That's wow. That's something, man. But as they soon learn, their existence of Uglyville becomes gray and hopeless, sad. Don't worry, it doesn't really last long, and they go back to the perfect town to fight like a battle royale to get to the real world. There's like a big robot baby that's really scary, and then they fight Conan O'Brien and they beat him. And then they merge their feeble existences, and Smallpox goes to the real world and she gets a human. And the funny part about this is that they mention how one day Smallpox will be back because her human will die. Oh man, I wish they went into that a little bit further, because it's literally like Toy Story. These immortal toys whose entire purpose is to be with these humans have to go through different lives for eternity. They will see countless humans die and turn to dust, but what happens when Earth eventually dies? Will they die too?